we always see the cool stuff from a show like CES. What's a piece of tech you've seen at a show that you felt was a huge disappointment?
There's tons.
I mean, yeah.
It's usually like half the show.
Let me put it this way. I think we made about between 20 and 25 videos this year. Presenting at CES were hundreds of companies. I mean, some of them are just things we don't really cover, but a lot of it ends up being not really what you would expect.
Yeah, it is also a buyer's show. So you'll get stuff like back when I frequented CES, which I actively dislike Las Vegas, so I'm happy I don't anymore. But back when I frequented CES, half the show would be phone cases. Which you'd think, why do all these tech reviewers and news people want to cover phone cases? Well, they don't, but there is buyers there.
Yeah, it's a networking show.
Yeah. So it's a show for multiple types of people.
Speaking of disappointments at the show, let's talk about something that didn't disappoint me at the show. AI steak griller. Yeah, I know. Poor Dan. They claim it'll do 3 steaks in 90 seconds. Cooked to perfection. Look at this. His poor head. It's going to explode. How did they do this, you might ask?
Yeah.
Actual, machine learning. So what they do is they punish the model, or that they punish it for taking any longer than it absolutely has to. So for every second that it takes, it gets punished. And then it gets punished based on user feedback on the quality of the meal. And so they've gotten it far enough that it should be pretty darn decent. But then what's really cool is that they use machine learning to tune it to your preferences. So it knows how thick the meat is. It knows what kind of cut it is. You enter that. And then you basically go, I want it done medium rare. And it'll cook it medium rare. And then you will fill in feedback and go, that was basically blue. That was disgusting. And it'll go, oh, okay, so you actually like your steak done well. Let me deal with that for you. And it'll cook it well the next time according to your preferences.
Yeah.
They talked about, this part isn't done yet, but they talked about having the ability to have the device know where it is and go, okay, yeah, I'm in Texas. So medium is blue, versus I'm in...
Whoa.
So to account for kind of regional differences and preferences. Regional
preferences.
Steak, chicken, it'll do some veggies, it'll do burgers. They have a pizza adapter for it.
So it's like sous vide version 2.
There is no water involved.
I mean...
But it's supposed to be easy,
in regards
quick.
to smart kitchen gadgets.
And the heating elements move. They're on motors. And reach temperatures of up to 1,600 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wait, so this is like a box.
They cook vertically. So you put them in this clamshell thing, slide it in vertically.
Like a server blade.
And then it cooks the steak, then sears it. You can tell how much sear you want. Then pulls off, lets the juices kind of, do their thing. There's a drip tray. And the whole thing, you just pull off the tray things. They're magnetic, so you huck them in the dishwasher. Theoretically, you could cook a steak dinner.
How thin were these steaks that they cooked in?
About like that. They didn't actually cook anything at the show. So I want a review unit before I'm going to accept, everything they said as gospel truth. But I also do understand how machine learning could be useful for this application.
Oh, for sure.
If I tell it hey, that's not how I like my steak cooked, and it goes, oh, okay, right. So we had it nailed down for kind of the thin cuts, but these thicker cuts, it seems like we're going to have to kind of fine tune this or that. Man, it's kind of cool. And I would not think it would be possible to cook steak that fast. Just how do you heat up the inside of it that fast? I don't know.
Did they say you can cook it to any degree of wellness within that amount of time?
That I don't know. Probably not. I didn't ask that.
Yeah, because you can sear the outside of a steak that fast.
Sure. He is so not convinced. It does chicken, though.
I am highly sus.
Now we've got his
I'll
his
say
attention.
that much.
They say it does chicken.
I'm just highly
Chicken,
sus.
but it
I'm
does
just-
chicken.
I'm just highly sus.
I'm highly sus too.
It's interesting though. It is that is definitely interesting because honestly, like,
That's a real use case for it.
and cooking takes a lot of time, and not cooking's really expensive.
And
at least here.
There's
But
so many variables.
I know there's some place like in Taiwan and stuff, like it's actually fairly, if you know where to go and stuff, it's actually quite affordable to eat out for more meals because the restaurants are kind of like built for that almost, and yada 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 yada. But around here, it's not structured that way. Eating out for every meal is incredibly expensive.
Tree Fingers says, I'm a chef and I can tell you through years of experience trying to rush steaks, it doesn't work like that. You can't just blast it with tons of heat. It cooks outside in. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. This is why I'm sus.
But they, I think, are willing to put their money where their mouth is. I think we're getting one.
Wolf thinking full plane chat. Why did the chicken cross the road? Because the AI grill was hallucinating again. Oh man.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's like 1 in every 100 things you put into the AI oven just comes out completely black. It's like charred.
I mean, I was telling you
It's a
about
piece of actual
my
coal.
existing oven, so that would be no worse than what I have already.
Fair enough.
I was just trying to think what else was. There was one that was a major disappointment. There's an AI mattress that I kept asking, okay, what makes it AI? And it's like, well, we have an algorithm. And I was like, right, but what makes it AI? And they're like, our algorithm. Right, but your algorithm, what's AI about it? It takes inputs and then makes adjustments. I'm like, that's not AI. That's actually not what that means. We're supposed to do a couple more topics now, I guess, according to Dan.
We are doing topics. The AI powered grill is at its $3,500.
Oh yeah, it's not cheap. Yeah, I could see it being like, if I was to consider buying one, it would be for like Smash Jams. Like for the badminton center.
Yeah.
So it'd be like, we're gonna have a little more like a canteen than a cantina, like a cafe, like a little, like you'll be able to get like muffins or like whatever, a little, like, kind of
Things from Costco, probably.
yeah, or maybe a steak. Right, like if we could make a steak in 90 seconds or whatever,
might be okay.
and then grill some veggies in another. If it can do a steak in 90 seconds, I'm sure it can do veggies in like
if you could,
40 seconds.
I mean, if you had a rice cooker there,
yeah,
a steak that can cook in 90 seconds, and some veggies.
Yeah. Then like I see no reason why a small commercial, not really a kitchen, but like canteen.
Because I mean, if you were gonna buy an oven for this canteen to cook steaks in, anyways, you're gonna be spending a pretty substantial amount of money.
Yeah,
a lot of like what would you call it? My brain wants to say enterprise, but I don't think that's what I'm going for.
Commercial.
Like, yeah, there you go. Commercial grade like kitchen hardware is really expensive.
And okay, apparently it's 3 minutes for a ribeye, which people are saying is still stupid fast.
Yeah.
I have no idea if it even is commercial grade, to be clear. Maybe it's not rated at that for that kind of like duty cycle.
Like, yeah.
Maybe this is a personal appliance for just bougie like executives or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to check it out. I want to know if there's any validity to what they're claiming.
Super interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to think of like what else we saw that was really stand out.